and gentlemen, episode 193 of the JB and Benny Blue Review podcast.
Yeah.
Wherever you are watching, however you are listening, we appreciate you so much for joining us, tapping in on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube, live and direct every Wednesday, 7:30 p.m. Make sure to follow us on all social media platforms at JB and Benny Blue. The man in black himself, Dr. Jeremy Bridges. Oh, we got quite the show coming up, baby. We got a special guest interview. We're talking week 2 recap and, of course, week 3 Savage picks. But Dr. Bridges, sir, how are you feeling this fine evening, my good man?
As you take feeling good, Benny. You know, in life, there's life and there's death, right? So I want to shout out the celebration of life, and then I want to shout out the passing of a great. So first off, happy birthday to our brother, the number one Sav himself, Kevin Robinson. You know what I'm saying? Check him out on Kevin Hayes Hip Hop. He's an author. He's a podcaster. Kev? He is a real estate mogul, you know what I'm saying, an investing guru and all of those things, man. Check him out, man, on his podcast, Kevin Hayes Hip Hop, and every social media platform, Kevin Robinson and Kevin Hayes Hip Hop. Man, happy birthday. And then rest in peace to the late, great Melvin Van Peebles, okay?
Man, I saw that earlier,
icon in black entertainment, the father of Mario Van Peebles, who a lot of people will know from various movies. So just shout out to life and death, you know what I'm saying? One day you're here and next day you're gone, man. But Melvin Van Peebles living a long, inspirational life, and shout out to him, man, and good journey on the way to the next venture, big fella. But other than that, man, welcome back, reviewers. All right, welcome back, man. It's episode 193. God damn, bro. We stacking these things on, man. The JB and Benny Blue Review. We appreciate all the love. We got a great show today, man. We finna tap into a whole bunch of shit, man. Check us out on Spotify, Apple Podcasts. Give us 5-star reviews, like, share, subscribe on YouTube, all of that shit. All right, check out our boys. You know what I'm saying? On casualsports.com. That's with a Z, okay? Now they talking about some Valley. This Valley Boy shit right here. You know what I'm saying? This Phoenix shit. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? We live streaming on the Believe Podcast Network. That's new, you know what I'm saying? That's that new shit. So we doing all that big things popping up, you know what I'm saying? And of course, you can't forget about Tuesdays, you know what I'm saying? My podcast, Burning Bridges, live streaming at 7:30 PST and 10:30 Eastern Standard Time. All about this AAT Sports Network _. Check them out, man. You know what I'm saying? We do that, True Blue Podcast, my man Benny Blue. We got all that shit cracking. We are moving and or shaking around this bitch, doing any and everything to make sure that y'all hearing, seeing, partaking in all of this regality that we got going on. So, other than that, Benny, shit, man, we have some really good football. I predicted it at the beginning of the season. I said that this season is going to be so good, with the exception of a couple teams, you know what I'm saying, with rookie quarterbacks and rookie head coaches. But it's probably going to be one of the most competitive seasons that we've seen in the NFL in quite a while. And it's proven, all right, over the last 2 weeks. So we'll see what week 3 has to hold. And when it comes to these games and who's doing what and who's handling their business and who's slacking and they macking. Benny, what's popping over there in La La Land, man? Heard it's still kind of hot over there.
Listen, man, it's hotter than the Devil's divorce proceedings, but we're pushing along. I'm ready for the fall. I'm ready to be at SoFi Stadium when my kiddies come to town next month, so that's gonna be fun. And listen, man, I'm just happy football's back. I'm happy that we are getting some. It's definitely some preseason for a lot of the ones on a lot of these teams. We can't lie, But now we're getting into week 3. And we're going to get into some of that with our recap, some of the 0-2 teams that might not be as bad as their record indicates, and some of the 2-0 teams that might be a little fraudulent. So we're going to get into all of that.
Right.
But, JB, we're not going to hold any longer. If you join us on Facebook, Twitter, or YouTube, at any point, make sure to drop in a comment or question. I promise you we will get to that. But, JB, as the ticker indicated, we have a very special guest interview, a gentleman that you shared a battles plural in the trenches with, and a man that when I told him that you was coming on, you were delighted. So introduce our guest here that's coming on with us, good sir.
Listen, our guest today, man, is I consider him a great man. All right, I was blessed to be with him in Carolina for a couple of years. Just, I mean, that's all it took, right, for the brotherhood to form, for the to adapt to work ethic. Now, I've learned a lot from a lot of different players, right? But I don't think I've ever seen a man work as hard as the man that we have on our show today, talking about literally being in the weight room after practice with his pants still on, practice pants still on, in the weight room working out, right? I'm talking about getting to it, bro. You wasn't going out working, point blank period. Hardest motherfucker I ever met in my life, honestly and truly. And I'm not just saying that because he's on my show. This man is truly born again hard, you know what I'm saying, like fucking Gomer Pyle on goddamn Full Metal Jacket. He is that guy, all right? I'm speaking about no other than the man who hails from Portland, Oregon, all right?
/ Lake Arrowhead, California.
Of course, Lake Arrowhead, you know what I'm saying? He went to the Naval Academy, yes, sir. And yeah, we talking about Michael James Wall, a.k.a. my brother, dog. Welcome to the show, man.
Man. Gomer Pyle as an intro, brother. I appreciate
that was
man, I was like, man, this is the nicest thing anybody's ever said about me until you said Private Pyle.
Yeah.
Private Pyle.
You guys doing, man?
Born again hard. You know what I'm saying? Man, we are blessed to have you, brother. You know what I'm saying?
Brother. I love it, man.
We were telling stories about in the front, man, about in our production meeting reviews about when Mike's publicist first contacted Benny, hit on our email, and like when Benny first brought it to me, I was like, really? He was like, because he kept saying your name wrong. We just talked about the story about, you know what I'm saying, in Green Bay when you first got.
Damn,
he kept saying your name wrong. No, it's no big deal, Benny, but like, you know what I'm saying, like, for me, it's funny because I was like scratching my head, like, Mike, what hell? Like, who the fuck is that? Like, and then finally I said, Mike Wall? He was like, is that how you say it? I said, yeah. I said, okay, well, hell yeah, have him on, man. I said, it's going to be a good time. So, bro, we're blessed to have you on, man. Where the hell are you right now?
Bro, I just moved to Austin, Texas like 3 months ago. I was living in San Diego. I've been all right. I mean, you know, especially in the NFL, you start moving around a lot. Like I started my career in Green Bay, so who the hell wants to live in Green Bay in February, right? Oof. So I lived in Vegas for half the year, and then moved to Carolina, back and forth to San Diego. But here, went overseas for a couple years. I'm in Austin now. I got 2 kids, 13 and 15. So my daughter's a sophomore in high school. I'm trying to stay in one spot until she gets out of high school, but palms up, man. Who knows what's going to happen? But we're in Austin now. We're enjoying life and raising kids, working with athletes just like always, and just trying to be the best version of ourselves, man. I'm happy to be here, though. I appreciate you guys having me on.
Of course.
Doubt. What's that? That shirt you got on?
Oh yeah, man.
What's that shirt you got on?
So you think I'm repping this Process to Perform shirt, right? And so Process to Perform, I started a player development podcast actually during quarantine, but. You know, when I got out, JB, and like you just kind of talked about my work ethic, and for me, I really didn't know any other way, right? Like I knew I didn't have a lot of talent, so my thing was like, I came from the academy, I got to the league, and I was like, wait a second, you guys are gonna pay me a lot of money to just all I got to do. I don't have to do all the military, all the schooling. All I got to do is just bust my ass all the time. Oh, you're never gonna get rid of me. Like this is way too easy, right?
Right.
So once I kind of figured that and got in that groove and. I got done with my career. When I came back in, I went out and spent about 5 years in finance, came back into the league, and I started working as a skill development specialist because the one thing that I saw with guys that are coming in now, whether it's the rule changes, whether it's that we're brand building now more than we used to, all this stuff, right? Guys aren't as developed as they used to be coming in, and they're not getting as developed as much as they are as we used to, right? So if you turn on a game from 2000, 2005, and you turn on a game now, it's played at a different speed. There's a different level of violence. There's a different level of precision, especially down in the trenches. Right. So my whole thing is let's get these guys the tool set to reach their ceiling. And for me, that's 3 things, right? You got to improve your mindset. You got to become a technical master, and you got to make ownership decisions in the best interest of future you. So I spend a lot of time now working with pro athletes, college, high school, all the way down to 12, 13-year-olds, different sports, anything confrontational. Right? If you got to take time to learn a skill, I'm going to make you the best at it, right? And it's more so about, hey, how can we affect that guy's mind? How can we affect that guy? How can we change that guy's work ethic by adding routines and creating habits in their life that, again, force those development and ownership decisions so they can go ahead, reach that ceiling, get to that next level, whatever it is with like you and me got to play pro ball, maybe go to college, whatever that looks like. But man, that's, you know how it is, brother. When you're done and all you have left, you got a broken down body. All you have left is what's up here, trying to impart that knowledge to other people, right? And just you see the opportunity because shoot, guys, I mean, JB, I know that you know a ton of players that just had it physically, had it gifted, but didn't make it. It's like, man, I'm going to bring up a name from the past, right? Evan Mathis. Evan Mathis was one of the most gifted guys that was around, but dude, he struggled for years in the NFL. Not because he was a bad dude, not because he didn't have a great work ethic. Nobody taught him, gave him that tool set. And once I think he got around Mudd, right? He got around Coach Mudd. Was he a 3-4-time All-Pro? It's not a coincidence, right? We just don't get that as much as we should. And the people who do get it are at a large advantage from everybody else. So I'm trying to impart that knowledge to as many kids as I can.
That's dope as hell, man. I appreciate that too. And it's definitely about, you said the right word, skill, right? I tell kids that I train offensive linemen, you know what I'm saying, all season. And I'm always, I literally linked up with a guy out in LA at a guy named Trey. He owns TCR Sports. And I'm about to start training guys for combine, offensive lineman, right? So I've pretty much been doing fitness since I left this whole NFL mic, and that's just my thing. Of course, you know, we're meatheads, bro. Like, one thing me and this guy share in common is that a gym is probably our second favorite place to be in life, period, right? So I took that, and the ultimate goal for me is going to be, as Benny calls me, GMJB. All right, one day you're going to see me on the sideline with a suit on being a general manager of a football team, because I appreciate the skill set and I appreciate the talent. You know what I'm saying? I want to find that talent, man. You know what I'm saying? I want to follow the footsteps of the Ozzie Newsomes, you know what I'm saying? And all of those phenomenal GMs that just put teams together to win Super Bowls. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the end game, right? So fitness for me is pacification. Getting my foot in the door with Trey was a blessing. Like, I met him through a guy. I know a guy that knew a guy that knew him. And we were talking about opening the gym out here. That fell through because of the whole COVID situation. So he contacted me like, man, I need some more offensive linemen, bro, in the offseason. He said, I need you to be here. I said, tell me when and how and where the fuck I need to be, and I'm there. So I'm excited about this. My first year doing it. He already told me, Mike, he was like, he said, I got you. He was like, but as soon as they see your ass at the combine, he said, everybody gonna be trying to take you from it. They're gonna be like, oh, we didn't know you were doing this. So, you know what I'm saying, yada, yada, yada. And you know how it is, man. I'm out here in Arizona. You see this big ass fucking banner behind me in my fucking office. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is what I rep. I'm an Arizona Cardinal, bro. You know what I'm saying? I've been here the longest in my career. And it's crazy. I know 4 people in the scouting department, including the general manager, you know what I'm saying, who was an East Coast scout who literally sent me to Arizona after I got cut from Philly. And no callback, bro. So, like my man Trey said, we're going to kick the back door in. You know what I'm saying? If they don't want to let you in the front door, we're going to kick the back door in.
You're doing it the right way. You're doing it the right way, because here's the deal, right? You already have you have the expertise from a professional football standpoint. You know all that technique. But here's what guys do. Here's what guys in the buildings don't understand. I spent 4 years in the Miami Dolphins building, right? Back asswards, Adam Gate. You know, we had some stuff going on there, right?
Right.
What people don't understand is what the strength coaches are teaching the athletes is exactly those movement patterns, right? That work ethic, that attention to detail, breaking down complex to simple. Right. Those are the things that carry through to the field. Most coaches don't have the language to be able to transfer that information to what you and I know to be true as an offensive lineman, breaking down on tackling, coming in and out of cuts at wide receivers, footwork for quarterback. Dude, it's all related to what goes on in the weight room. They just don't have that bridge. And if you can create that bridge or be that bridge, or just be able to translate what's going on over here and how it applies, dude, the buy-in is crazy different for guys that are really hungry to be the best version of themselves, man. So
hey, trust me when I
love it, man. I love you doing that.
I got 6 guys that you got to kiss ass basically, because it's like recruiting, you know. So you got to make them want to come to your facility and work out. So I got couple guys from SC. I ain't gonna say their name, you know what I'm saying, because it's simple fact, you know what I'm saying, what we're trying to do. But I got a couple guys from SC, I got a couple guys from Oregon, I got a couple guys from UCLA. It's funny that, like you just said, that the top guys, bro, like the guys that are up here, they interact with me the most. You know what I'm saying? When I shoot them a text and be like, yo, this Coach JB, you know what I'm saying, TCR, what's good, man? Saw you had a good game. Any questions, whatever, I get flooded. They be like, hey, Coach, man, this, that, that. But it's interaction. But you're talking about those that understand. It's levels to this shit, right? And like you said, those that have it or want it are gonna they're going to show themselves. What did Macho Man used to say? The cream will rise to the top. You know what I'm saying? With the fingers. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So that's the beauty of the whole situation. So that's what drives me, man. Like, and I ain't gonna stop, bro. Like I said, one day, bro, we'll be on the sideline with a suit on. You know what I'm saying? And we're gonna be running the team.
I believe it, man. This man is ambitious. There ain't too many guys that I vibe with in Carolina because it was just a different locker room. I mean, it really was, and like we all bring baggage to different environments, right? Like. But that was a different offensive line. Like that group wasn't really into having like O-line dinners, and it was very cliquey. It was different. But man, I always appreciated what you brought to the table as far as intensity, as far as what you wanted to do on the practice field, the professional you were trying to be. And let's just face it, man, it's good to be around good dudes, right? Everybody thinks you don't have to be friends with everybody in the locker room, but damn, it helps to have a couple good friends, man. And I appreciate you.
Oh yeah, without a doubt. I appreciate you too, big fella. Benny, I know you got hella questions, bro. Hit them.
No, listen, Mike, you're teeing up, and I am curious. During your time in Carolina, you talk about what is carried over going into development coaching and how you've seen the game change in the process. And like you said, the big key words you hear in these rooms is buy-in, and obviously something that had clicked for you in 2005. Take us through what that year was like for you in Carolina, and maybe some things that maybe some switches that got flipped to kind of elevate your game to where you're at when you're in Carolina.
Yeah, well, you know what happened to me, honestly, Benny, is I failed miserably. I came out of the Naval Academy as an option guy. I was a damn tight end when I came in. Lost 30 pounds in boot camp. Played blocking wide receiver my first year. Right, showed up and ate a bunch of pizzas every night for dessert. Lifted 4 hours, 5 hours a day because I didn't want to get yelled at as a plebe. So I was in the weight room literally all day, all afternoon until 8 o'clock, so I could go back and say they'd leave me alone. So then I showed up and I had knee braces in my locker. The next spring ball, I was going to be an offensive lineman. I didn't even know it. Anyways, fast forward, I'm lucky enough to get drafted by the Packers second round of the supplemental draft in 1998. Come in, I've never taken a pass set before in an NFL stance.
Wow.
So by the time I kind of, I got around because I was a good athlete. I'm willing to work hard. Like I said before, I was like, you're going to give me 3 squares, a paycheck, and this is all I got to do? Like, man, I'll be here all day. Whatever you want me to do, I'll do. And my third year in the league, it caught up with me. I didn't have any technique. Like, I literally didn't know how to do. I short set everybody. I was playing left tackle. And I got benched. I was embarrassed. Like I had this work ethic, but it wasn't directed towards the right things, right? I'll work hard in the weight room, work hard in the practice field, but I wasn't paying attention to details of the sport, right? I wasn't a professional. And that's really when the light came on for me, right? I had to fail. I had to find that failure. I had to look at myself and go, I'm never going to have this feeling again. I'm never going to let down, myself, my family again. And I went and I started. That's why I got real curious about the sport. Okay, what does it take to really be great? Start looking around at other players, start looking around at, going to visit strength coaches, going to visit O-line coaches at different places, trying to pick something up every single off season from a different person, just so I could just add to my playlist, right? And it just kept building and building and building, and got an opportunity to go, as most people do back then, especially. It's like the grass is always greener. You leave Green Bay, you come to Carolina on a free agent deal, and we had a couple good seasons there, certainly before I got hurt, but I don't think I certainly am not the player that I don't have the career that I'm very proud of my career. I don't have that career if I don't fail miserably in my third year, though. I had to hit that failure button pretty hard.
Interesting.
And that's crazy, Mike. That's crazy. Hold on, really. That's crazy, Mike, because our stories are similar to a certain extent. Like, I got cut 4 times my third year in the league. I got cut 4 fucking times, bro, before I came out there to y'all. I got cut 4 times in year 3, bro. Right?
That's resilience.
Like people, you talk about failure, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, you feel like the lowest piece of shit. And then for my side, knowing that I was better than the people that were there, it was a numbers game. I wasn't their guy. You know what I'm saying? I came in as a free agent from Philadelphia. I just wasn't their guy. And they juggled my ass around like fucking bozos, goddamn red balls. And finally, when I came back there 4th time, they put me on that goddamn field, and it was a wrap, right? I ain't give a fuck, bro. I was fighting my teammates. I was fighting whoever, you know what I'm saying? Like, motherfucker, you was going to respect me from here on out, right? You was going to respect me. And Mike can speak to that because I came with the same attitude Carolina. Yep. Like, it's just, I wasn't going, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? It just wasn't going to happen. So that's a great story, man. We talk about failure, bro. Like, kids need to hear that, right? Kids need to hear that because they so goddamn soft these days, right? Failure for them is like it's the end of the world. You know what I'm saying? Like depression, and they go to they lock themselves in the room, and it's a tweet fest, and like, oh my God, these kids lose their shit, right? Failure for us meant grit my fucking teeth, and we finna do this again, right? You knock me down one time, you got to knock me down 4 times, right? You know what I'm saying?
You go find your emotions under that bar, man. You go find your emotions under that bar, right? You go find your emotions. Right. Get back up and hit that whistle again. You're absolutely right. It's a different world now. It's a different world now for sure.
Yeah, and you brought up the kind of the failure and obviously your unique route getting into the game, and it's funny. JB was like remarking on that, is like how you must have played at Navy as compared to when you finally get in the league, and it's obviously it's a whole different ball game, pun intended, where it's a whole different thing. So I'm curious because that is an interesting era when you were in Green Bay, 98 to 04. What were some of the things that you experienced during that time? Because obviously that was still, we're still talking Brett Favre, we're still talking a lot of those those kind of iconic playmakers. What was that experience like being in Green Bay at that particular time?
It was amazing because that locker room was like, I mean, first of all, for me, Green Bay's it. Like that's Lambeau Field is like going to Yankee Stadium for a baseball guy. That's it for me. There's not a better organization. There's not a better place to play. There's not a better fan base. And when I was there, I showed up. They were number 1 defense in the league. We had Reggie White was his last year in Green Bay, Santana Dotson, Gilbert Brown, Leroy Butler, who should go in the Hall of Fame this year, right? We had all those guys, Craig Newsome. We had Brett, Shimura, Frank Winters, got Dorsey Levens, Will Henderson, Antonio Freeman just signed his $5 million guaranteed contract for biggest contract for non-quarterback in the league at the time. Like we had so many players, and the way that locker room was, it was so professional that me coming in as a guy who literally had no idea what was going on, there was just that mix of. I'll tell you the best thing I ever learned, Benny, and it was really from Brett, it was from Reggie. You know how you see a lot of guys, you watch like the high school football movies and sometimes in college, like the program, and they're like spitting each other's mouth and they're listening to music, get all hyped up and all that nonsense. What you find out when you're around guys like that who are just really good, you find out that, hey, man, I don't need to like manufacture this artificial emotion to go out and play ball. I'm good. And when I know I'm good and I have confidence in my preparation, man, I can go out and hang out with my boys and have a good time, kick people's ass and enjoy doing it. And that is like once you have that, dude, that's the game changer of all game changers. And it's not like I walked in, you got that day one, but it's constantly around you, especially when you have a quarterback like Brett. It's like, man, I don't need to manufacture anything anymore. I'm good. I earned this. I can go kick ass and just have a great time and be real proud of myself for doing it. So that maybe is the biggest lesson that I learned and I try to impart to these guys. We talk about confidence and preparation all the time. Nothing bigger than that, bud.
That's awesome, man. One thing I pride myself on, and I tell people all the time, is I can kick your ass smiling, right? And like and Mike can attest, what I'm saying, he can testify to this, is that I was one of the biggest jokers in that goddamn locker room, man. To be honest with you, what I'm saying, we were in Carolina, like it was always some shit, and I was always in the middle of shit, what I'm saying. So, but when it came to grinding. Oh, yeah, we did it. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't we was going to fight tooth and nail. It don't matter, who the fuck it was. I tell people the story, Mike.
You can instigate.
Without a doubt, easy. You know what I'm saying? So I tell people the story of when I first came in the locker room. Mike, you might not even know this, right? But if you ever talk to Pep, ask him, man, he'll tell you, right? So Pep is one of my favorite players, bro, coming in, right? Like, I remember my rookie year in Philadelphia, you know what I'm saying? In 03 when they came out there and kicked our ass, to go to the Super Bowl that year. And then, of course, 04, Pep kind of had a down year, right? So his rookie year, he came in and just smoked shit, right? Now, I don't think was that his rookie year they went to the Super Bowl that year? No, that was his second year, right?
Second year,
so
he
just completely smoked shit that year. And then the next year, he kind of had a down year. So the year I came to y'all, right, the first person I went to was Julius, right? And I introduced myself to him. And I told him, I said, man, you one of my favorite players, bro. Like, hands down, I enjoy watching you play. I said, but like, you had a kind of down year. What happened? You know how Jew is. He, man, I said, I tell you what. I said, I'm gonna kick your motherfucking ass every day. And he looked at me like, He looked at me like, bro, I don't even know you.
He probably wouldn't know how to answer that question, right? Like, he probably didn't even know how to answer that question.
No, he was just like, what? You know what I'm saying? But like, I was playing right tackle. Pep was the left defensive end. Me and Pep used to go to fucking war all day, every day. You know what I'm saying? Wasn't no love lost. We'll get nose to nose sometime. It wasn't no thing, right? But that first year I was there, Pep had 18 and a half sacks, right? Like literally, he had a shitload, right? But I enjoyed my time so much in Carolina. Like you said, it was a weird locker room, right? Steve was crazy as fuck, right? You know what I'm saying? Jake was a great guy. You know what I'm saying? We had all these different personalities, right? The receiver core was just completely them dudes was in space. I don't know where them boys was going. The defensive backfield was kind of mixed because they had mint old ass and they had a bunch of young cats, you know what I'm saying? So It was a weird locker room, but you know, we made it all work, you know what I'm saying? I think Foxy, one of the greatest coaches I ever played for, just hands down player coach, but he just kind of knew how to talk to us. And that's one thing I enjoyed about being in Carolina. He knew exactly how to talk to us because he has been in our shoes, you know what I'm saying? And just, you know what I'm saying? So that's one of the stories, you know what I'm saying? But about just being real, you know what I'm saying? Like, and that's one thing I appreciate about the man sitting in front of us right now talking to us, like real from the jump, right? I ain't never knew nothing fake about this dude. I got fucking antennas, bro. You know what I'm saying? From living in the hood and being around a bunch of fake motherfuckers. Like, you know, Pat Cat's always trying to stab me in the back after they shake your hand. Like, no antenna went up when I met this dude, Vinny, right? Not one antenna, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, just being around him in the meeting room, you know what I'm saying? Him cracking jokes on the slide. I'm watching him, you know what I'm saying? Because I kind of sat, you know what I'm saying? He sat behind me, you know what I'm saying? Because he sat literally like right in front of the coach. So you sat behind me or like right at the very top? One of the two.
Yeah, I think it was at the top. Yeah.
Yeah, and I could see you. I used to be always able to see you. You was always shooting shit. Now you sat by yourself, if I'm not mistaken, right? So he sat at the table by himself, and I used to just watch him. I used to sit and watch him. You know what I'm saying? Laughing, kind of laughing to myself. So eventually, you know what I'm saying, we developed this relationship, and like that's just babbling, telling stories about my guy, man. But I know you got more questions, Benny. This is what Benny do, question wise. So I got a question for you.
Oh, well, quick question. We got from the people, JB, real quick. My man Will asked, so you must have caught Reggie White at the tail end of his Green Bay days. Is that right?
Yeah, his last year, man. But I think he had I want to say he had like 15. I'll give you a Reggie. You want a quick Reggie White story?
Please, yeah.
So it's his last. Hey, hold on. I got to show you this. What is it?
Oh man, he's got props.
My dog is so desperate. Sorry, my dog. I gave my dog my couch in my office. In my office, and so now she's like, come here. Look at this. Who's that? Look at that pretty thing. Oh, look at it.
Beautiful.
So she can't. She feels like I abandoned her or something. So Reggie White, he's it's everything you ever heard about how he was in the locker room, how he was at practice. The guy had a head like concrete block. I mean, unbelievable power and strength. Didn't work out until his last year in Green Bay. Like, didn't even work out. He was just like that. So my first year, I'm in there I remember, I don't know what I'm literally, guys, when I say I don't know what I'm doing, I don't know what I'm doing. So I'm going up against Santana Dotson, Gilbert Brown, all these guys every day. And I'm just punching them as hard as I can. My feet are everywhere. And they're getting pissed off because they're trying to get through the season. And I'm this rookie's I'm literally trying to like learn how to play football at 100%. So after it must have been like week 10 or 11. The right tackle is Matt Willig. Matt, you guys probably seen Matt Willig around, right? So Matt Willig's like, hey, Mike, hey, man, I need a breather, man. Come over and play right tackle for me during like a 3rd and 8 series, third down series. So Reggie's over there. So like in my mind, like I'm arrogant enough to be like, I'm going to take Reggie. I'm going to show what I got. So first set, kick back, I'm going to give him a big punch, and he just bull rushes me, literally just past the scout team quarterback. I'm like, God damn. All right, so now I'm going to really put my heart and soul. I'm going to knock the shit out of this guy. I mean, we all have pride, right?
Right.
Next set, dude, I drop back. I'm going to put my heart and soul into hitting him as hard as I can. He clubs me, dude, and he clubs me like he clubbed Max Lane times about 4. And I did a full rotation in the air and landed on my helmet. And the whole practice stopped because everybody on the damn practice field knew that shit was about to happen except for me. They were looking over me. Mike Homer walks over. He goes, man, get up. He's clubbed players a lot better than you before. Get your ass up and get back in the huddle. I'm like, man, that was the real welcome to football moment. Like,
that's humans the on the planet. Ever spoke.
There's a human on planet that can actually do that to me, and I didn't. I wasn't planning on it.
Yo,
He was unbelievable.
A lot of people be like, yo, you ever thought you want to go against Reggie White? Fuck no. I'll rather not. All right. I don't want to, I just rather not. So that is completely.
That's like that Mike Tyson. Man, you think you can handle a minute with Mike Tyson? Nope. No, I don't think I can do that either. I don't want to play a game against Reggie White in his prime, and I don't want to box Mike Tyson for a round. Nope.
Nah, I'm straight. You just got to know your limits.
JB, you said you had a quick question before we move on to our patented special segment.
I forgot what the fuck it was. Let's run it. Shit, go to the segment. Fuck it. Let's go. Let's do it.
But listen, I'll take that. That was a great story. So
as we told Mike, man, you know what I'm saying?
As we told Mike in our patent production meeting, this is a treat for us, Dr. Bridges. Normally it's me just looking at your beautiful mug as you break down some game film from college, from the pros. Hell, we've taken it to skills camp in high school.
Oh, yeah, we've done all that, right?
Ooh, buddy. JB's been loading me up with the clips in the DM, and Mike, we're going to do it. Hopefully the stream doesn't fail us. We're going to do some JB's Hog Talk, and we're going to break down some film. So I'm going to be sharing the screen. We got 3 different clips. And let's get this thing cranked up. I'm going to go ahead and share the screen right now. And let's take a look at what we're doing. All right. So see if the screen share is coming in. All right. Bam. Are we seeing it on your end? Is it showing?
Yeah, it's coming in.
Yeah. There it is.
We got the.
Okay.
Yeah,
boom.
there
it is. Boom. Boom, there it is. All right, JB. This is the guy you love to break down.
Oh Lord.
Aaron Donald. All right.
Jeez, oh, please.
Let's do it. Let's see. Let's take a look at what we're looking at. Going against Chicago.
No. You know how we do it, Benny. You know what I'm saying? Let it run. Let them see him get beat. Now run it back. All right. All the way back. Now to the stop to the top, like we say. Now, Mike, I do this and I teach offensive linemen, I teach them 3 things that get you beat. I always tell them that, right? You're set, right? Your point of attack, and your finish. Those are the only 3 things that'll get you beat in pass protection. Point blank, period, right? If you overset a motherfucker, you're done. You know what I'm saying? If you understand, it's just set, period. Point of attack, if you put your hands in the wrong place, if you lunge, overextend, you're done. You know what I'm saying? And when you finish the wrong way by putting too much pressure on a person, you're done, right? So I've studied this man, number 99, this little bastard, right, who keeps giving these damn guards and these tackles fits, right? And you talk about one guy that I would have loved to play against, it's him, right? I would have had him in fits. But we're going to literally break down this for this guy. So, Benny, you know how we do this, man. Let it run for 2 ticks, and we're going to see the set first. Bingo. Now, I'm going to ask Mike because Mike played guard, right?
All right,
Mike. What is the first thing that you see this young man doing wrong?
Okay, so first of all, you're in a 2-point stance versus a guy who's like 6 feet tall, right? And so now you've lost all your hip hinge and your leverage, right? So the most athletic position you can be is the hip hinge position, right? Like you're trying to broad jump, kettlebell swing, power clean, anything. This guy's torso is almost straight up and down, so you're giving those numbers. His initial footwork, man, he's backing up, and so what does he do on that third? So he goes like, instead of doing like a kick slide, like a line set, he just backs straight up and then he opens up to on his basically his second kick stick. So his third step, 1, 2, and now he's turned. Mm-hmm. Man, the minute you turn your shoulders towards the sideline, away from the line of scrimmage against a good player, you're not giving him a 2-way go. You've really given him a 3-way go because he can do literally anything he wants. He can go through you, right? Because now you got a brace. He can go to your outside. And if he goes to your inside, you might as well plant that left foot in the middle of a watch like you're a hand of a clock, right? You're just going to start twirling around like this and open up. You got no chance. And so, like, for me, your stance, hey, you got to be smarter. Get in a 3-point stance if you have a problem playing too high anyways, right? Mm-hmm. You got to get that initial footwork, those first 2 kick slides, because really what you're talking about, JB, the way I say it is we're all about making decisions in sports, right? People who can automate their process and make the most decisions and execute on those decisions are the best athletes in sports. This guy has to understand that where Aaron Donald lined up on the field is probably 2 kicks for him. You got to get to your real estate spot under control before he gets there. That's the game. If I can get there under control, I have a chance. But if I'm going to open up and do all this bullshit and I'm still moving backwards when this dude's running at me, I got all kinds of problems.
See, Benny, that's great to hear another man speak the verbiage, right? Now, we're going to run it back, and I'm going to break it down like I teach my guys, okay? So first and foremost, like Mike said, the basis, where is he aligned? Okay, that's the first thing we talk about. He is literally on the right tackle's inside shoulder, or left tackle, I'm sorry, inside shoulder. So you're damn right. It's going to be a kick to a kick and a half based on the size of the man, the stature of the man, his feet, all right? I'm his coach. I know he's a good guy at 1.5. Me personally, I'm going to go 1.5, right? Because I don't want to go 2, right? Why? I want to keep this son of a bitch on my outside shoulder, right? I don't want him to get half a man on my body. I don't want him to get down the middle of my body because that's when he's dangerous, all right? So 1.5 a tick, Benny. Mike is exactly right, and he said it. If you look at this guy's body, boom, look at that shit. Look at that shit. All of his weight is on his back foot. At this point right now, he is kicking backwards. He might well be doing a fucking cha-cha slide, you know what I'm saying? Like he has no power. Right? And we talk about our forward body lean, and Mike mentioned it, right? I tell people all the time, offensive linemen, when you squat, if you try to keep your back straight up, you are a fucking idiot, right? Biomechanically, when you stand up and you put your feet shoulder width apart, toes pointed straight, and you squat, your torso is coming down because your hips are going backwards, right? So natural body lean, that's the most powerful point you're going to be at. Now, if you don't keep him inside out, he's done. Let's look at it again, 2 ticks. Ah, shit. Now, look at this, Mike. Look, he gets in position because he's about to punch, right? It's like a boxer, right? It's like a boxer. So if I'm here and every time I get ready to punch, I jerk my shoulder, you're going to get hit in the face every fucking time. Aaron Donald's a very smart player. He sees that. Awesome, man. Next clip, man. We love it. This is awesome, man. This is pretty dope.
All right. See what we got.
Who we got?
Oh, the pack, Mike.
Oh, the pack.
Okay. We go all day with these boys. We can go whatever you want.
Go.
Okay. Golly.
All right, who we got here?
This is preseason.
This is that kid from Houston, right? No, that's preseason, right? Yeah.
Ooh, splits the double team. Oh, my Lord.
That's not that's okay.
That's embarrassing, right? So first of all, can I start this off? Right, we got a tackle playing guard. Is that what happened? What? Look at his stance.
No, is that Runyon? Is that 78?
Mm-hmm.
Is that 76?
Is that Runyon's boy?
Well, I think 76 is Runyon.
Yeah.
I don't know who these guys. Honestly, I'm going to be honest with you guys. I don't think is that. So yeah, that's Van Dotten. So actually, this kid he didn't make the team unfortunately, but he's actually from Green Bay. Like he went to high school in Green Bay. Well, so hopefully he's got a shot maybe later on, but not the way he's standing right now. Big problems, man. That's big problems right there, right?
Shot in his ass, bro. Shot in his ass,
bro.
All right. So, Mike, I'm gonna reiterate what you said earlier about 3-point stance, right? There's no need, even in third and it could be 3rd and 37. I don't care, right? You're a guard. All right, even if this man is off your body, you have time. He still has to navigate through the inside shoulder of a tackle, right? So he needs to put his hand in the dirt, right? It's going to be 2 kicks, 1.5 kicks, you know what I'm saying? His hands ain't working. This is just bad, right? He ain't punching, you know what I'm saying? And then Benny said it was a double team. That was just congestion. That wasn't even a true double team.
I think that double team was with a running back, unfortunately for this guy.
That was just congestion, you know what I'm saying? So Buddy just beat a whole bunch of shit. Run that thing one time. Let me see it again. Pause it. So yeah, the running back is trying to get a chip, right? But he's beat already. Right, he's gone. Like standing too tall, feet are clicking. Like this is just bad. Right, it's all bad. I mean, I can literally do a whole clinic on this shit. You know what I'm saying? But
what's interesting about this is because we probably didn't think about it this way, but because of the advent of the shotgun, everybody's in a shotgun offense now, and so the drops are different, right? And so what's really happened is we used to talk about the cup of the pocket. The guards are setting the depth, the tackles are setting the width. And so you kind of set a certain way. But with the advent of the shotgun offense and where those counterparts are lining up consistently, and we talk about the 3-point stance and all that, guards have to understand, like, you're basically setting like a tackle used to. Like, mindset is the same. You don't have – there's no, like – you can short set if you want. Like Callahan teaches a short set. Callahan's best line coach, that's in the game right now. I'm not going to argue with him. But – guards and tackles really set the same now because that depth is no longer as relevant because of the shotgun offense, right? So this guy doesn't have to back up, doesn't have to stand up. He can just take a normal kind of what we just call a line set when I work with him. But whether you're talking about your 1.5 kicks, your 2 kicks, man, you can just set like a tackle. This doesn't have to be extra wide, doesn't have to be straight back, nothing. Just get your regular, get a little bit of width, work on your depth. And again, it's about understanding where your real estate spot is and getting there before the man. That's what we overcomplicate this game, man. It's like you see a guy tackle, like you see rugby, football, whatever you're talking about. I can tackle JB with no hands if I get in front of him and take him, in that case, take him low or something, right? But just my body presence of being in the way of that other human will usually stop that human in some shape or fashion. The same is true in this. The most important thing is, can I get to where I need to be with some sort of control so I can actually play? We forget all this. We start trying to overcomplicate this damn game. Man, get to your spot. Practice. Take all the time you practice at getting to your spot. Until you can get to your spot, all this other shit doesn't matter. Right. You got to work in 2 months, 3 months, whatever it takes. Get to your spot every single time so you can do it in your sleep. It's automatic. You don't have to think about it. And now we'll work on some other stuff. Right? Simplest part of the game.
Yes, sir. I call it a choreographed dance, right? It's a choreographed dance, right? I'm taking a set. He's walking towards me. I'm taking a set. He's walking towards me. He goes inside. I take a couple steps inside. He goes outside. I get back on my 45 dance. It's a dance, right? What we used to say all the time, Mike? Better put on your dancing shoes. Right? Yeah, man. Put on your dancing shoes, right? Because and now we said a lot out here with these motherfuckers behind us. Like when I was out here with Kurt and them, oh my God, to my blue suede shoes, baby. You know what I'm saying? We throwing the ball 65 plus, ain't no thing. So this is just bad. Next clip, Benny. You know what I'm saying? But it was just
Ooh, man. All right, last clip here.
I thought I was looking at Don Majowski there for a minute.
Don Majowski.
All right. Cowboys.
You got one of the best in the game if they go to that left tackle. We're going to the right tackle. It's Collins.
Collins. Problems.
Oh, the reach. Ooh.
Oh, that jump chop. That's a good move now. Hey, I'm going to tell you something. 54 is a good player. Don't sleep on 54. Yeah, he's good. He's legit. He's a good player.
So as a tackle, you know what I'm saying, run it 2 ticks, Benny. Boom, stop it. Now, for all intents and purposes, I'm in a real good situation right now, right? I am right where I want to be, right? We talked about that dance. Right now, I am dancing. Me and Shorty, we doing our thing. We cha-cha, right? His problem, Mike, is what I teach a lot of kids. Now, we talk about, like you said, get to your spot, right? We talk about being under control. Well, at this point, we got to use our assets, right? God gave you these, right? These damn things, these gigantic palms and mitts you got. Now, put it where it's supposed to be. Now, I tell guys all the time, we throw jabs, not haymakers, right? You throw jabs, not haymakers. Your hands are put there to control a person. Not to kill him, because everybody wants that punch. You talked about you try to give Reggie all you got, right? But right now, Collins needs to have his hand over his outside knee, right? Why? Because he can very simply put it up and on the guy's outside shoulder. He ain't got to kill him, right? He ain't got to kill him. All he got to do is put his hand towards his outside shoulder, and he negates all that. So that chop has to be a lot bigger now, because what are you chopping at? You're not chopping inside your body like they teach him to do, right? You're chopping out here at this point, right? Win for the offensive line, because that gives us time for our feet to catch up.
Yeah, it's so smart, man. And if you ever listen to a really good D-line coach, they usually talk about you want to smell their breath. You want to smell the breath of the offensive lineman when you make your move, right? Because basically if I defeat you at the elbow, I can get around you. And what you're saying is essentially the same thing as saying, I want to be able to jab and punch with my arm completely extended. Right. Because if I can extend my arm, right, and let's say you do chop it down, well, I have that 2.5 feet of space that I can recover from, right? Right. So there's two things here I always think about. One is when I know a guy's going to rush upfield, I want, just because I understand the size of these humans, the depth of the pocket, etc. I tell my guys, you got to take 3 kicks. You got to stay square for 3 kicks. I don't want you to turn until 3 kicks. And then if you need to turn, that's because you're so far afield, you're all right. But I don't want to give that surface area. And that's why, like you're saying, if I'm going to use that right hand, we don't need to swing at him or take a huge lunge at him, but you want to punch and extend, because if you pop the guy like a Bruce Lee 4-inch punch, you get that snap. That's where that snap comes from to push him off the spot. And then again, if he does get that hand, you have some recovery time built in. So, yeah, I'm completely in sync with you, bud.
So run it back one more time, Benny. I'm going to tell you to pause it at a certain point. I'm going to tell you right where he lost it. Boom, boom, boom. Pause it. Now, right? So run it. If you can, like, slide it back just to have a second. Yep. Keep on going. 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 Right there. Now, at that point where he, again, point of attack, right? He felt like at the point of attack because the guy shimmied a little bit, right? He stopped his damn feet, right? Now, one thing I teach offensive linemen, Mike, and a lot of offensive line coaches kind of look at me sideways when I say this, don't shun a bull rush. Don't shun it. Absorb it, right? And react to it, right? We are bigger men than the people that we're playing against for the most part, right? So, situational football, this kid that plays for Tampa right now who weighs 300 and 100,000 pounds, right? I'm not going to too much let him bull rush me, right? I'm going to short set the shit out of his big ass if I'm at guard and try to get my body into him because he's a huge human being, right? Well, this guy probably weighs about 260 pounds. All right, cool. I know when I was playing, I was about 320 right there. I can take on that bull rush, right? So, cool. Put your hands in my chest. Start bull rushing me. My thing is I teach guys to react to a bull rush, right? You can't shun it because if you shun it, you're fucked. Just like he did, right? Because he thought the guy was going to come into his body, stopped his feet. Whoop, nope, I'm going around you, right? Jump chop, and I'm gone, right? That's where he really screwed himself on that one.
Yeah, man, you're absolutely right. We talk about it's the same thing. If the guy's smaller than you, it's like you sit on the bull, right? You sit on the bull and you just wait for this other stuff. We just call that settling. Yeah, we just call that settling our feet, right? So we don't want to ever stop. We just want to settle our feet.
Right.
But you're just waiting. Hey, listen, you can do all this nonsense with me. I'm kind of where I want to be already. And if you want to bull me, my hands are inside, man. Go right ahead. I wish you would.
Cool.
You know, that's kind of how that's kind of the philosophy of trying to, JB, the one thing that philosophically that where I've changed, and, again, like we're always smarter when we're done playing, right? But the way I think about things now, when I teach my guys, it's like we're training to win every single play. Like I don't care what the outcome of the play is. Like the process is we're going to try to win every single play. And what that means is like Lyle Collins in that play right there, he didn't give up a sack, he didn't give up a pressure. Guy stepped up and made a play, but he lost, right? And what the mindset is we're not fearing the idea that we're not going to be perfect, but we're always chasing perfection, right? Oh, yeah. So we always want to chase perfection and have the idea we're going to win every damn play. This ain't going to be one of them damn hang-on games. We're like, oh, shoot. Thank God he got rid of the ball that time. You say that like 6 times during the game, man.
Whatever the quarterback number is, you call it.
Yeah, brother. Oh, yeah, man. It's like, hey, offensive lineman, you want to have really good games every single week in and week out, maybe a bad play or two. You don't want to have a bad game with a couple good plays, right? It's just a mindset shift.
I do a podcast by myself, Benny, called Burning Bridges, right, Mike? So it's funny because I have a segment on there called JB's favorite tweets of the weekend, right? So I posted a tweet of Villanueva, right? That's the left tackle right now.
Started on Villanueva, bro. Don't get me started on him.
So listen, he posted something and it kind of went along the lines of this, right? It said, playing tackle is like when I was in the Army jumping out of planes. The best thing that can happen is that nothing happens, right? I said you might need to change your mindset, right? Because as I got older in the game, I realized I had more control over what the man in front of me was doing than he did because they're taught to react to what we do, right? And once I realized that shit, I'm like, okay, well, I need to stay square, right? I need to, stay balanced. And so he might need to change his mindset, but that's how most guys think. That's the exact mindset of most guys. It's like, you know what? Let me just do what I need to do.
That's why Carl Lawson put it on him last year.
Oh yeah,
right?
Shit, he be getting his ass whipped the whole damn season this year.
And here's the deal. What you're talking about is you're dictating the terms of confrontation.
Right.
That's what we want to do. We want to in any position in any confrontational sport you can think of. I want to dictate the terms of confrontation. I'm in control, or at least I have the perception of being in control, right? Mm-hmm. That's what we're all aiming for. That's why, like, you watch Kyler Murray in his last game, the Vikings don't have a pass rush plan.
No.
They don't have a plan to rush him. They don't have a spy. They're not collapsing the pocket.
Nope.
They're trying to take free shots on a guy who's faster than everybody. It's like, bro, did you guys not even think of having a pass rush play when you rush this guy? Are you crazy? Because if you don't collapse things around him and suffocate him, you just, dude, you don't need it ain't old boy you playing this week with you guys playing Lawrence, right?
Trevor, yeah.
Yeah, it ain't him, man. Like, you can get a free rusher, might get one off on him.
Exactly.
You get a free rusher. Kyler Murray's like, I wish you would give me a free rusher. Thank you. Everybody else is now looping. That game's easier. Those 5 linemen, that's the easiest thing they can take a pass rush on. And Kyler Murray's like, okay, well, spin out, big play. Thank you.
Right.
Like,
exactly.
Have a plan, guys. Have a plan.
Without a doubt.
Oh man. Well, listen, we covered a lot of ground. Mike. That was a great. See, JB, this is why I've been pushing for this. You know,
yes,
when you get your friends that know their stuff, this is the type of quality content that we need. So follow us on YouTube. We're going to be clipping that, and that's going to be its own video for Hawker. There was some excellent breakdown there. So look, we got a few more minutes here. We're coming up on the hour. So as Mike was alluding to a little bit here with the Bird Gang last game, they survived, get the win by the hair of their chinny chin chin. Old boy shanks it, and they win 34-33. Ravens finally beat the Chiefs. Mike, since you're here, let me ask you, do you feel like now that the Ravens kind of beat the boogeyman, do you look at them as the same level as the Chiefs at this point, or are the Chiefs still a notch above the Ravens? What do you think?
The Chiefs are a notch above the Ravens. I love the Ravens. Like, it's one of my favorite organizations. I love the way they play defense historically. I love everything about them. Man, I love them since they were on that damn Hard Knock show like 15 years ago, bro.
Right.
Man,
I love them.
Like the original.
And everybody who talks about Lamar Jackson and this offense, I don't know what they're looking at. Like, that offense is absolutely genius because you have a once in a generation skill set.
Right.
You need to take complete advantage of it, right? So I love everything they do. That being said, there's only one Pat Mahomes. There's only one Tyreek Hill, right? They got too many weapons. He's too talented. He's doing stuff that just people shouldn't be able to do without football. And over the haul, it's just like it would be tough to not bet on them to be in the Super Bowl again.
Yeah, exactly. No, I mean, I agree. I think that's a fair assessment, especially just you consider the health. I need my restitution.
I need my restitution.
Oh man,
we love you, Uncle Shay.
Best from Hard Dogs.
We love you, Uncle Shay.
Have you guys ever listened to Kevin Garnett's when he won the World Championship with the Boston Celtics?
Anything's
you ever
possible.
watch that one?
No.
Yeah, you check that one on YouTube too. He's got some. He's eloquent.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
He's fantastic. A lot of emotion there. I mean, I love the guy.
Oh yeah. All right, fellas. Well, look, we come a long way, and Mike, since you're here, damn it, you're going to be joining us for our favorite time of the year, JB. It's time for Savage Picks Week 3, and after 2 weeks, the Great Blue Dini is up 12-11 to JB's 19-12. Just really quickly recapping the Week 2 scores. Washington football team got it done. The Raiders went to Pittsburgh, got the dub. Bears got a dub, putting Justin Fields in after Andy Dalton got hurt. Brownies gotten done after the initial scare from the Texans. Tyrod Taylor got banged up. Not sure if he's going to be playing this week. Rams got done against the Colts. Bills, Mafia went down and skunked the Dolphins in the Bermuda Triangle. The Pats, dude, they got it done. Niners beat the Eagles. Your former employer, gents, the Panthers got it done. And Broncos got the dub. Good. Cardinals got it done. Ooh, they got that break, but hey, they got a favorable matchup this week. Bucks got it done. Cowboys, Titans, Ravens, and Mike, your Packers. They whooped my kitties. God damn it. God damn it.
Are you a Lions fan?
Yes, I am. Because I enjoy pain.
Yeah, you got a problem there because the talent gap is too much to overcome.
Yes.
And what happens is when you have Dan, I know Dan from Miami. Dan's a great guy. He was a good player. I think players love him, right?
Yeah.
And you see in that game, I think that game is a microcosm of what your season is going to be. They're always going to come out and they're always going to play for their coach and they're always going to be emotional and they're always going to ride high for a season. But eventually reality sets in and they have 10 penalties in the game. And they give up big plays for bad, just mental mistakes. And they got guys that are not necessarily loafing, but are out of position. It's like you got to have the emotion and you got to have the detail of the craft, right? You got to have both. And right now, whether it's because it's a cultural thing or whether because it's just they don't have the talent. You'd be a long season for you, bud.
No, listen,
Sorry.
listen, Mike.
I already told him, Mike,
yeah.
that we can look
It's
towards
not
next year.
not a Matt Millen season, but it's,
No, not like when you were in the league. That was like
Yeah.
when you were with the Packers. You guys were whooping on Joey Harrington and all these. Oh my God, these.
Hey man, when
terrible
Joey
rosters.
Harrington came out on the piano, do you remember when Joey Harrington came out on the piano? You remember that?
No.
He was getting
When-
drafted. Oh, dude, he was getting drafted, and he's like, "Oh, I'm into football, but I like these other things." He's trying to show how well-rounded he was. Dude, everyone's like, "Do not touch him with a 10-foot pole."
No
Can't
wonder
play the
why it
piano
didn't
on
work
international
out.
television. Oh, dude,
Oh,
we were
my
like, "Please
God.
put that guy in the game. As long as he plays, we're gonna get 2 wins a year, man. No problem."
Easy
my
work.
Keep playing that piano, Joey. I love it.
Oh my God! But no, listen. Mike. Your current assessment of the 2021 Lions is correct. Because I've expressed to JB, and he agrees. I mean, I enjoy what they're doing as far as having like Antoine Randall, Deuce Staley, Mark Brunell, Anthony Lynn. They have great guys in there that can actually, can speak their language. I mean, you even saw what was happening with Aubrey Pleasant when he was checking Jeff Okuda before he got hurt with the Achilles. And they're building a good culture, like you said. It's just the talent gap, particularly compared to who they're playing. It's just it's going to be tough sledding. They're going to play for Dan, but eventually, as you saw in this game, it caught up to them in the second half. Rodgers woke up, and obviously, Devontae Adams is a bad boy. That's a hard, especially when you're thin at corner talent plus the health.
Hard to keep up with. That goddamn running back. What's his name? Aaron Jones.
Aaron Jones is the truth now.
Aaron Jones is the problem, man.
He came to fucking play.
I don't know if he's as good as Kamara out of the backfield, like catching passes and everything, but
they got to be 1A and 1B. They got to be 1A and 1B.
Yeah, he's up there. He's up there. All right, gentlemen, let's finish strong. We're going to get right into it here.
Rapid fire.
Your former employer, tomorrow night, Thursday Night Football, it's the Keep Pounding Panthers heading to the H-Town, baby, what it do? And the line is 7.5 for the Panthers on the road. Mike, we'll start with you on all of these. Who do you have and why in this matchup, sir?
All right, so the Panthers defense is ridiculous. Houston Texans, because they got Mills playing quarterback now, right? Offensive line looks really good. I think they're going to run the ball a lot. So I'll take Texans.
Oh, okay.
Listen, I watched both these teams extensively. I'll take Texans. I think this Mills kid's got a little something to him.
All right. Okay.
Hey, You already know, Benny. Cat scratch fever. All right. So look, Donald and them was setting up. I believe in Matt Rule. I like the fact that he's letting these guys be men and play ball. And the defense flies around, and that's that, right? Point blank period. The defense flies around, and that's that. The kid Mills, I understand what you're saying, Mike, but I just feel like the defense. This is his first game. Everything's be moving like this. You know what I'm saying? Like
a lot of free. Did you see that Saints game? Like Jameis Winston. There's so many free rushers coming to Jameis Winston. He didn't know what was going on. He didn't know which way was up, man. It was crazy. They're super impressive. That's a tough game.
If Tyra,
I wouldn't take the points.
I wouldn't touch the points of the 10-foot pole.
No,
listen,
sir.
if Tyrod's in this game, I feel like this is a go either way game, honestly. But Panthers defense is going to throw some nice disguises and things to trip up the late round rookie. And listen, man, like you said, tough sledding for my kiddies. It might be tough sledding for the Texans. So taking the Panthers as well. All right, JB, back to back, the Burr Gang headed down to Jacksonville, and the line is another 7.5 for the Burr Gang on the road. All right, Mike, who do you like in this one?
This ain't even this Arizona. No comment.
Damn.
It's Arizona. There's no way.
And I agree. Arizona, no comment. Now, my thing, I'm just going to say this plain and simple. Like I tell the guys all the time, go handle your business. Like, that's it.
Yes.
It's a business trip. Just go handle your business, get a win, bring your ass back to the desert.
I agree. I like the Cardinals and the points. Do not play down to their level. I want to see Cliff open a little bit of bag of tricks on this one. I want to see a little bit more of what the Burr Gang can do. And obviously the defense is going to make it hell for the rookie, so we're unanimous on that. All right, keeping it moving. AFC South matchup. Colts, tighten up Titans, coming off that overtime win. Line is 5.5 for the Titans at home.
Man, Wentz bro, how do you have
two sprained ankles? Two.
Man, like, listen, when I heard he had 2 sprained ankles, I was like, this is not long for a quarterback much longer, right? This ain't going to work out very well. Tennessee Titans all day. Derrick Henry was amazing I think that was a statement game for them last week. Last week. Like that's a definitive moment in their season when they're down at halftime. They're like, you know what? We're just going to run the ball 35 times. What are you going to do about it? Like, we're going to take all this other nonsense we worked on during the preseason, all the thoughts, we're going to expand our offense. Nah, we're going to go ahead and give it to the MVP, right, of our team and just pound the rock. I loved it.
Right.
I absolutely love what they did, and I think they're going to do it again.
All right, you got Titans.
I agree with Mike on that. The Tennessee Titans are definitely going to get it done. The defense is going to play well. Indianapolis coach is just not good right now. For me, watching the game last week at Tennessee, I predicted if Tennessee was going to beat Seattle. I said it in our picks. But for me, the greatest thing I saw was that they got Henry involved in the passing game. Like, give him the ball as many ways as you can get it to him, right? Because this motherfucker is like, it's like trying to tackle a Mack truck that's going downhill, right? And it's beautiful to see. So Tennessee Titans out there.
Yeah, I agree. Too much pressure on the Colts defense to keep it competitive for 60 minutes. I feel like the Titans pull away. Tricky line by Vegas. I see what you're doing there, Vegas. 5.5. But yeah, I'm taking the Titans as well.
Typical Vegas.
Typical Vegas. All right, moving on, gentlemen. Please be kind. Oh, it's quote the Raven nevermore. Coming to my wounded, licking their wounds, kitties, and the line is a disrespectful 9.5, Mike, for the Ravens on the road. Justin Tucker's about to kick a 65-yarder. Oh, my God. All right, Mike, why are you picking the Ravens? Put me out of my misery.
Yeah, Ravens got a lot going on right now with Lamar Jackson's going to only build off that last fourth down call, that last game, etc. This could be closer a game than you think, though. It's not like
janky.
It's not like the Chiefs' defense is great, right? We're going to get a lot of effort at home for the Lions, but I don't know if I'm taking 9.5 points, but I'm definitely taking the Ravens.
Yep.
I have a theory, Mike. All right, and you know this like I know this because you played in the North for a long time. I don't think you've had to experience this very much. Coming from the West Coast, we had to play a lot of 10 o'clock games or whatever the fuck the early game is in Detroit. Right. Mm-hmm. Now, I know for a fact that this game is probably going to be an early game. I don't think it's a 1 o'clock game. I'll check ESPN right now, but I don't think it's a 1 o'clock game. Right. Point blank, period. Right. It's very boring, and you have to be really focused to play in Detroit and to have success in Detroit. It is boring as shit. All right. It's probably the worst place to play. Honestly, I'm not even trying to bag on you kiddies, Benny, but I'm just being completely honest. It's probably the worst place to play on the fucking road ever in life. All right, it's at 10 a.m.
You ever been to the Irish casino downtown in Detroit?
No, I haven't. Right, you know what I'm saying?
The Strip.
It's absolutely awful.
So, with that being said, I ain't taking the points. I'm taking the Ravens, but the first half of the game is going to be sloppy and stank, and the Ravens going to fuck around and beat them up by 6 points. So.
Yes. So listen, Mike, on this show we do have to pick our own team. So I am picking the Kitties. I'm betting the Ravens. And listen, as I've told JB, for any of these wins, it's going to be TOP, time of possession. Make it a janky, dirty, play down to the level game, and maybe just maybe they can steal one. As JB said, lulling them to sleep for making that road trip. But hey, I'm sure most folks got the Ravens. All right, keeping it moving. It's the Washington football team headed to the Mafia, and the line is 8.5 for the Bills, who are at home.
I love the way the Bills. I love the Bills offense, man. I love the Bills offense. I love what their quarterback's doing. You got a ton of weapons. Defense just kind of, there's not a ton of big names. They just kind of keep showing up, playing well. Had a great game last week. Definitely taking the Bills here.
Yes, sir. Shout out to our guy, Mike, Brandon Bean, you know what I'm saying, the GM over there.
What a good guy that is. Could be happy for that dude, right? That guy's all kind of awesome.
Oh, yeah, without a doubt. Amazing person. I keep in touch with him, you know what I'm saying, shoot him a text here and there just to make sure they know I'm out here, baby. You know what I'm saying? They know I'm out here. But, yeah, first home game for the Bills, right? Mafia gets it done. The Bills Mafia is going to be crazy. All right, this is the first fucking home game with fans in 18,000 days. Bills Mafia going to be nuts. I wouldn't take the line again. But the Bills get it done.
Yeah, I agree. Take the Bills. Wouldn't take the spread. We're unanimous on that. All right. LASIK Jameis is looking for the bounce back in Foxborough against the Pats, dude. And the line is 3 for the Mac Jones-led Pats at home, Mike. Who you got in this one?
I'm taking the Saints. I'm taking the Saints.
Spicy. I like it.
Listen, I watched the Saints' first game versus the Packers, right? I watched, and the Packers, where's the Packers' real weakness? They do not have pass rushers. Like, Z was out. They don't have interior pass rushers. Jameis had a little bit of time. They had a great plan. and he was he's lost like 20 pounds, man. He's elusive. And then he goes and plays the Carolina Panthers, and man, they got people coming from everywhere, and he's got big problems. I don't see that happening against the Patriots. I think the Saints are going to be able to put some points on the board. Mac Jones is not the guy who's going to open up that offense and drop 35. If we get even kind of a high score in late 20s, early 30s game, I think the Saints are going to win this game.
Valid point. Okay. Valid point, but 2 words: Bill Belichick. All right, you know he's going to. you know he's going to take away Kamara first and foremost. You know he's going to take him away. Right? They're going to find the best way to keep him under wraps, not control him because he's a fucking beast. Just this dude is unreal. He's the most slippery person I've ever seen run a football. Like, it's unreal, right? So it's going to be an ugly ass game, right? I wouldn't even take the 3 points, to be completely honest with you. But I feel like New England gets it done. The thing about Mac Jones is that he ain't got to open up the offense, right?
No, that's right.
They like it stank. They don't mind. They want it stank. They want it as funky as possible. And that's the best way for him to be. All right. So I think the Patriots get it done barely, but I think they get it done.
Yeah, I agree. Low scoring affair. This is where Bill's really going to show his Parcells days. Throw off LASIK Jameis. Mac, it's going to be a lot of stuff to the sticks, a lot of outs, a lot of swing, a lot of that type of stuff. So I don't expect this to really hit an over under by any stretch. But
you guys, I like the best. I got to root for Jameis because he beat the shit out of the Packers, man. Like I gotta, it's like you got to validate your team by them beating up somebody else.
All right, fair enough. Make him legit. All right, Mike, you were talking about the Chiefs. They're back in the kingdom hosting the Chargers, and the line is 6.5 for the Chargers on this one.
Yeah, Chiefs Stadium is like 1A for me in best places to play. Right. Toughest places to play environment-wise. I think the quarterback for the Chargers is going to be unbelievable, but Chiefs got too many weapons. They're going to bounce back. I can't imagine Mahomes losing 2 in a row in this league right now with the disparity in talent. And Chiefs all day.
I agree. JB.
Chiefs chop, baby.
Yep, exactly. They're not dropping 2 in a row, so we're all taking the Chiefs. All right, the Bears going to the dog pound. Justin Fields gets the start for the injured Andy Dalton. 7.5 for the Brownies at home after kind of playing down to the BS of the Texans last week. So, Mike, are you thinking, are they going to unload on some offense in this game, or do the Bears keep it close?
Well, you got to remember, Juice got hurt, right? Landry hurt his MCL. We don't know if OBJ is going to be back. So that right there, listen, they have the best offensive line in the league. We got 2 great running backs. Great running backs. Mm-hmm. The Chicago Bears have a good defense, and I want to see Justin Fields be good. That being said, it's the Chicago Bears. I go with the Browns.
Wow. JB?
I do believe Justin Fields is going to be okay. I believe in Justin Fields, but I don't believe in no other Ohio State quarterback. Never have and never will probably. But Justin Fields gets my plus, right? He gets my hand clap. With that being said, and they coming at his ass hard and heavy. Them 2 big son bitches, goddamn, we know who we talking about. Clowney and goddamn, what's the other motherfucker?
Myles Garrett is the best DN in the league right now.
Them 2 big son bitches going to be meeting at that. Man, look, all they got to do is, like you said about the rush plan, right? I think that's what they're going to do. They're going to have somebody in his face at all times to try to make him flush, right? And he going to run right into that fucking wall either side of him. I wouldn't take the points, but I would. Yeah. I'm definitely going to take Cleveland. Again, ugly game. I think Cleveland gets it done. I've always said this about the Browns. If Baker Mayfield behaves, they'll be okay. I don't really believe in Baker Mayfield. I think he makes mistakes at the wrong time all the time.
Yeah. I'm taking the Brownies as well. I know Justin Fields kind of had a welcome to the NFL moment in the preseason, but I'm curious to see how he performs in this environment. Going back to Ohio, that crowd, going against that defense. This is a real early test. So I'm interested to see that, but I do think the Browns win as well. All right, same division now. The Bungles at the Steelers. This is an intriguing matchup, Mike. The line is 4.5 for the Steelers at home. What do you think?
If Ben Roethlisberger loses to Joe Burrow at Heinz Field, he might hang it up.
I'm thinking he'll get ran out of town.
Yeah, man. I can't imagine the Steelers losing this ball game. I just can't.
Oh man,
I said it yesterday. I'm taking Cincy because I think when Cincy's offense is clicking, I don't believe in Pittsburgh's offense.
Their offense click. Their offense doesn't click.
Well, look, they got weapons. So
man, Joe Burrow's a good quarterback. I'll give you that.
they got Higgins, and they got that kid Chase. When them boys is on, it's gonna be nasty. Trust me when I say Pittsburgh's offensive line is a problem to me, right? Whether they've been hiding pretty much, but I think that they're gonna heat him up a little bit. And like you said about Ben, he old, bro. He can't move, man. He just
he was skipping some last week, that's for sure.
Right, yeah. So we're gonna see, but you know what I'm saying? I'm just picking Cincy because I believe that they can go in there and get it done because I just don't think that the Pittsburgh Steelers vote.
I really want to pick the Bengals in this one. I can't see the Steelers dropping 2 in a row, and the Bengals. If this were a few more weeks in the season, maybe I would pick the Bengals. I can't do it now. If Steelers were in Cincy, I'd be cool making that pick. But like Mike said, he will literally get escorted to the border of Pennsylvania if they lose to the Bungles in Heinz Field. So
drop them off in Bethlehem, man.
Yeah, exactly. Drop them off in no man's land. All right, so JB taking the Bengals. Yeah, I'm taking the Steelers. All right, Falcons going Falcon, JB. They're going the G man, and the line is 3 for the G man at home. Mike, who do you like in this one?
I don't like the Falcons. I don't like either. If I could, can I vote for neither? Like I might take a tie on this game. But
hold on, Mike. You just said something. Now we do have what we call a "Do I really got to pick this game?"
Correct, game of the week.
This is that game.
This would be that game. I don't want any part of this game. I don't want any. If I got to bet, I honestly got to figure that the Falcons get a win. Because I don't even know what else to do. I don't think the Giants are any good. I can't. Yes. I thought that coach. I forgot the coach's name. That coach seemed like a real competent guy with the Falcons. They got some problems. Matt Ryan, they probably should have moved on from. There's a lot going on there, but you figure that Matt Ryan was an MVP in this league, man. He's got to win a couple games, right?
The Falcons.
Okay. All right.
I got them. No question. I ain't got to explain it. I'm telling you the Falcons going to win. I'm glad you said it, Mike. Falcons.
Yeah.
Falcons. I'll never bet on the
Falcons. Falcons win. Get ready for an offensive shootout with limited defense. That's probably frustrating to watch. So I do think the Falcons win that firepower. Yeah, exactly. Madden game score, some real janky shootout. Huh? Yep. All right. Intriguing matchup now because now we are looking at Jacoby Brissett starting instead of Tua going against the Raiders in Vegas, and the line is 3.5. Oh, Vegas, you're sneaking your own town for the Raiders at home, coming off that win in Pittsburgh, Mike. Oh boy,
bro. I don't think. Okay, so I'm just gonna say flat out, I don't think Dolphin guys are really high on Tua, anyways. So
yeah,
I don't know. Jacoby Brissett. I don't know if he's the answer or not, right? But here's the deal. Carr. Now were you there with his brother with Big Brother Carr? Okay.
Yep.
This guy is not that guy. This guy can play, right? That dude can play Halo, right? And match his suits. This dude can play.
Good,
right?
nice hair too.
He can play. I'm taking the Raiders.
Okay, JB.
Yep, I'm taking the Raiders and I'm taking the line. Hell yeah.
Ooh, buddy. Yeah, I'm taking the Raiders as well. Derek Carr's playing some good ball. He is the top 10 in several categories right now. So listen, people are coming for Chucky's head, but Derek Carr's making some plays. I like Waller. I like Ruggs. I mean, if they can get Jacobs going in this game, it's gonna be some nice ball for the Raiders. All right. It's the BUMS bums. Oops, I mean the JETS Jets flying into Mile High against the Broncos. The line is a disrespectful 10.5 for the Broncos at home. Mike, what do you think of this one?
Yeah, I like that solid coach. I hope he does well. I think it's a tough place to play. I'm going with the Denver Broncos. I'll take the points too.
Ooh, okay.
Ooh, yes, sir. I'm to be honest, I'm taking the Broncos, and I'll take the points late. If I'm gonna take them, I'm gonna say they're gonna do it late. I think the Jets will do some weird shit at the end and fuck around and score a touchdown and whatever. But the Broncos got a thing going, right? They really got a little bit of a thing going, and people are kind of overlooking them, but they really do. So, yeah, Teddy, 2 gloves, and the crew gonna handle their business.
2 gloves. Yeah, I agree. I'm taking the Broncos as well. Will, we appreciate you tapping in. Thank you, sir. This will be on podcast form, of course. But yeah, I'm taking the Broncos as well. They're doing some good things. Zach Wilson not going to throw 4 picks in this one, but he's definitely going to give up 1 or 2. So I'm definitely taking the Broncos as well. All right, intriguing matchup. This is a damn near. I might want to slide and get tickets for this one, JB. Tom Brady and that ship. They are sliding in to SoFi Stadium, and they are playing the Rams, and the line is 1.5 for the Bucks on the road in LA. Mike, what do you think on this one?
I think the Rams are going to win. I think the Rams are going to win this game.
Ooh, yeah.
I think it's tough. I mean, you can go either way, right? It's a coin flip. I just look at the Bucks defense. I think it's the Bucks defense, and I think you're in LA. Matthew Stafford's putting up some serious points, and he hasn't even hit a stride yet. With McVay at the helm, the way they call plays, their scheme, they're going to score a lot of points. Tom Brady's Tom Brady. It's hard to, you're an idiot to bet against him, so I'm an idiot. But I think I'm going to take the Rams.
All right, look, JB, who you like?
I'm going to go with Tampa Bay's big nasty offensive line versus LA's nasty D-line, but depthless D-line, right? They don't have enough depth to fuck with them big-ass nasty motherfuckers that Tampa Bay got in the front.
Why did they get rid of Rockers? Why did they get rid of Rockers?
Bro. I don't know, bro. You know how that go, bro. It's like you scratch your head like, why would they do anything, right? But that's what I'm going to go with, right? So I know one thing about LA is that offense with McVay is a machine, right? It is plug and play. Now, of course, Stafford is an upgrade from golf. Hell, I'm an upgrade from golf, right? But yeah, but it's a machine, right? We know what he likes to do. I just think that Bruce Arians and Leftwich are going to say, we're going to control the clock. That's how you beat us, right? You don't give them the fucking ball, right? You got to play nasty-ass front five football, and that's that, right? So it's going to be an ugly-ass game, right? Of course, the Rams, they play well at home. They do. So I'm still going to go with the Bucks. Hell, they might lose by 0.5. I mean, they might win by 0.5. Shit, that's how nasty the game going to be.
Yep. Yeah, I'm taking the Rams as well. I think they do a good job of containing the run. Antonio Brown, COVID protocol. He might not be in this one, and I suspect some defensive letdowns late from the Bucks. But this game is going to be game of the week. This is going to be must-see TV. So I'm really looking forward to this one. All right, fellas, we just got 3 left. JB, what team is in Seattle? How do you pronounce their name? I can't remember. There it is. Yep, the Squawks. The Squawks. Mike's former employer, the Squawks.
Look, I tell stories, Mike, about the guy. All right, I'll tell stories about the guy real quick about the guy with the long hair that always sits in the end zone, and he just starts beating on the goddamn side of the fucking stadium.
Yeah.
Hey, this dude is fucking crazy. I mean, how much coffee have you drank today, bro? Like, you know what I'm saying? It's fucking ridiculous.
Well, like now with the football team and the soccer team, they start down on First Street, man. They walk like a mile and a half. They got a band going and all this shit. So he probably drank a lot of coffee. You're right.
Yeah,
that's a great place to play. I'll tell you what, that organization is special.
I love it.
That place, that's a great place to play. It's a great fan base. This game though, here's the thing about Seattle: they make games closer than they need to, and I don't know why. Right? Yeah, I think they're going to win this game, but you see the spread. Like on paper, you go, man, Seattle's going to beat the brakes off these guys. But they make games closer than they should. Like I just watched that Minnesota tape. I know Kirk Cousins puts up some point, whatever. Like their defense isn't any good, man. Like I know they still got Harrison Smith. They got those guys. They're not that good. They're not that good up front. I'm taking Seattle, but I just don't know why it's got to be such a close game.
I like it. I'm going to take Minnesota, all right? Reason being is because they run the fucking ball and they run it well as fuck. They find ways to get Cooks the ball, and the kid that they have behind him is equally as talented, right? So, and what they do is that they kind of force you to – they dictate what you do in the defensive backfield, right? If you're going to play a shitload of zone, well, they got guys that can go over the top, right? But they're going to run that goddamn ball. You're right, their defense is not that deal. I'm going to agree with you on that one. You know what I'm saying? They've got a lot of holes in it. But one thing I know about Seattle right now is that they're hurting in a lot of areas, right? They're not the defensive old. But that crowd is going to be a lot, right? Don't get me wrong. But, I mean, they dealt with our crowd. They're going to deal with their crowd. So I think Minnesota ends up getting the win. It's probably going to be right at that two-point mark. It's going to be an ugly-ass game. It's going to be a lot of stank offense played. But I feel like Minnesota will get the win.
The Vikings get the much-needed W at home off the back of Delvin Cook and the Squawks, to Mike's chagrin, play down.
I'm not gonna. I'm gonna root for the damn Vikings now. I don't care.
Of course.
Oh yeah, listen.
You get right out of town with that nonsense.
It pains me, but I think the Vikings get a musty win at home. All right. Speaking of not rooting for the Vikings, Mike, it's your former employer. Boom, boom, ba-doom, boom, boom. Go, Pack, go.
Pack, go. Yes, sir.
Going against the Niners, Sunday Night Football, and the line is 3.5 for the Niners at home.
I'm sweating this game. I'm sweating this game, man. This is going to be a tough matchup. It's been a tough matchup the last couple times I played. I think, Green Bay certainly has what it takes to pull it out. If we can get – the problem is, in my mind, I go, can we just get Jimmy Garoppolo off the spot, please? Because if we can get him off the spot, he can't play. And then I go, okay, who's going to do it? Rashawn Gary is like literally the only bona fide pass rushing guy we got right now. There's nobody inside that can play with him. They got all that misdirection. It's just my mind's just going, can we just – if Aaron's on, I'm gonna take the Packers one way or the other, but it's gonna be a tough game.
Here's one thing I'm gonna say to you, Mike. I'm gonna take the Packers. Well, y'all guys got a wonderful cover corner in Stokes, right? If you can put Stokes,
are they gonna play him? If they're gonna play him, right? Because they'll be playing Kevin King, man.
I think he made enough plays last game for them to go on and put him in, right? Either way it go, this is another machine, right? This is Shanahan, same thing as McVay. This is another machine, right? It's kind of plug and play, right? So once you stop their initial surge, there's not really a second move, right? They're not a counterpunch team, right? They got to be in motion at all times. And once you stop their fucking surge, it's nothing. Green Bay can put points on the board in many ways. They're just trying to find their stride. I got to go with the Pack on this one.
I agree. Packers get the W. They are bouncing back after a lot of criticism. Rodgers taking a lot of heat. I believe that the Packers are going to do a good job of containing, not stopping, but containing a banged-up run offense for the Niners. Kind of force Jimmy G to make some plays. It's going to be some offensive shootout, but I like the Packers. A motivated Aaron Rodgers going back to his stomping grounds, a team that should have drafted him, and getting the W after taking a lot of heat these last few weeks. So I'm taking the Packers too. All right, and finally, gents, it's JB's drafting team, the EAGLES Eagles, going against the how about them Cowgirls? I mean them Cowboys, and the line is 3.5 for the Cowboys. They're in Texas. Mike, we're in the great state of Texas. But what do you think about this NFC East matchup?
Jerry's World. Got to go with Jerry's World here. I think Cowboys going to win this game. Yeah, I mean,
ooh, buddy.
Dak's a good player. I don't know if he's all the way back from the couple of injuries that he had. He's such a good player. They have a great offensive line. They're well coached on offense. I really like DQ on defense as a defensive coordinator. They don't have it figured out yet. Micah Parsons is going to be a special player. You just kind of see him keep building. They got some issues over in Philly right now with just, again, like we talked about last time with talent level. Really, all they got going for them right now is that they have that great defensive line. I'm taking Dallas.
All right. Big NFC East, and I'm gonna pick the EAGLES Eagles. I'm gonna count on the Cowboys, the fucking Cowboy. Right? That's what I'm gonna count on. Nobody's scared to play in Jerry's World, right? It's really not an intimidating place to play, right? It's a very nice place to play.
It's distracting. You're distracted. That's it.
Shit, you got a fucking UFO above your head.
There's a Ford dealership in the end zone, JB. Right. JB, I mean, go buy a fucking F-150.
It's a nightclub to the right of you, know what I'm saying? So you got motherfucking bitches shaking ass, you know what I'm saying? That bitch, you try to call audibles and shit. You got some big titty white chick. What the fuck going on right here? So I get it, but it's not intimidating. I think the NFC East is gonna take over that. You know, that division, when they play each other, they might be the shittiest motherfuckers on earth, but they gonna fight tooth and nail. I'm gonna go with Philly. You know, I'm probably wrong on this one, but I'm just gonna go with the Eagles.
All right, I'm taking the Cowboys. I do think Jalen Hurts is going to make some hay, but will they be able to stop the kind of the two-headed balance of Pollard and Zeke? And then CeeDee Lamb is going to get loose, so I don't know if they're going to have enough to contain those weapons. And I'm taking the Cowboys. So look, we've covered a lot of ground, Mike. It was a real pleasure. Before we get up out of here and end this stream, tell the people what you got going on. Process to Perform. Plug all your stuff, please. Tell our audience what you got happening, sir.
Yeah, sir. So if you want to check out a player development podcast, that's Process to Perform. I do it every week, and it's literally players, coaches, and parents. We talk about all things regarding player development, and that's literally from really age 12, 13, all the way up to professionals. Amon Green and I are doing a Packers podcast every week on the Believe Network. It's on my block with Amon Green and Mike Wall, so check that out. I think we drop it every Wednesday. And then, again, hit me up at processtoperform.com. Like we said before, we do a lot of athlete development, total athlete development platform. Again, we're talking about mindset, technical mastery, and making ownership decisions in the best interest of future you. Just trying to help athletes become the best version of themselves, get elite, get to that next level. So, guys, thank you so much for having me on, man. I had a lot of fun. It's great to see you again, JB, Benny. I appreciate your time, man. It was a lot of fun, brother.
Listen, we appreciate it. JB, take us home, sir.
We out. That's what I'm taking y'all. Fuck y'all. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate y'all showing up. Everybody tapped in. Hit us up on our social media at JB and Benny Blue. Hit us up on YouTube. Subscribe, like, you know what I'm saying? Our podcast is on every fucking thing. Spotify, Apple Podcasts, all that shit. Like, share, subscribe, 5-star reviews. We need all that. Hit us up on our webs on our email at jbandbennybluereview@gmail.com for all inquiries of sponsorship questions. You got something you want us to talk about, let us know. All right. Of course, we got our number. All right. Shout out to Savage CBD, by the way. We didn't get a chance to plug you guys because we had a hell of a show. 15% off, you know what I'm saying? If you lose the quote unquote review discount code, of course, you know what I'm saying? Order, you get free shipping. All right. Other than that, man, we got a phone number. Hit us up on our Savage hotline. Benny, what's that number?
That's 818-850-2804. Who? Mike Jones. That's right.
Who?
And just like Mike, we are also on the Believe Podcast Network. So tap in with his podcast, tap in with our podcast, and listen, man, we appreciate everybody checking in. Check us out on Spotify, Apple Podcasts. If you did not get to check us out on the live stream, and JB is every Tuesday at 7:30. We are every Wednesday at 7:30. And that's it. We are burning the midnight oil. We're going to get up out of here. Mike, we appreciate you so much for joining us, and you will be back down the line, sir. We appreciate you tapping in with us, good sir.
Right on, fellas. Thank you again.
All right. This has been the JB Benny Blue Review, and we'll be out until next time. Episode 193. We love you. Peace out, ladies and gentlemen.
Peace.
Yeah.